Hello my friends, welcome once again. In the previous video, we created a drawer inside our application. Anytime we start application, the drawer appears, and that looks ugly now. So the concept we are going to use right now is how to incorporate responsive design in Material UI. So let's get started. When you head over to customization, under customization, where is it? Sorry, customization, and under customization, well, I clicked somewhere else wrongly. Under customization, click on breakpoint. Okay, and this breakpoint is going to help us to make responsive design in Material UI. So when you scroll down, you see a way of using breakpoint inside our in Material UI. Alright, we have extra small, that is at the 0 pixels, small, that is at the pixels of 600, medium, 960, large, and whatever. So the most important key point to take away from here is to know the breakpoint in Material UI. And this is the value. 0 is for extra small, and 0 to 600 give you extra small. And for small, it's from 600 to 960, and medium is from 960 to 1280 as that. So we have so many ways of incorporating or using responsive design in Material UI. And Material UI have these ways of doing it. One is to use CSS media queries, and we will talk about the media queries inside Material UI. On a theme, when you go back to default theme, we have breakpoint. Like I showed, let's go to default theme one more time. And then for default theme, when you click on the breakpoint, as you can see, we have a function called up, down, between, and only. Up is a function, and you can pass in a breakpoint value, right? So let's see how it is being incorporated inside this. So let's go back to, I think another theme is it up here, my default breakpoint, right? So for breakpoint, we will tackle the media queries function inside our default theme, and then pass in a value. If it is 960, 600 or 960, this function will execute, and we can make use of that inside our application. So what we are going to do now is that look at the structure. On theme, we have breakpoint as an object, and then up, the function. You pass in a value. So how can we have access to the theme inside our component? That ends us to another hook or API in Material UI. So let's see how it's done. As you can see from this demo, they pass in, have access to the default theme inside the component, and then they grab the root and they use the theme breakpoint, and down they pass in the CSS media query, and there we go. So if this one looks weird, let's see how it is being incorporated. Let's get started. So inside our Navbar, that's where we are going to have that media query functionalities. So inside our Navbar, we are going to make use of two package or API called use media query and use theme. Use theme help us to have a copy or an instance of the default theme inside a component, and the use media query is like a function, right, that tells us to know where the breakpoint is reached and either true or false, and we can use that true or false to render whether the drawer should be open or closed. So let's get started how it is being incorporated, right? So this is what we're going to make use media query hook. As you can see here, so I think the way they use with, but we are going to use use media query, which is really fantastic too, and it is simple media query, and it's really important and really vital when it comes to responsive design. Okay, so we are going to make use of use theme and use media query here as that. So we import use theme for Material UI styles, and then we also import use media query like that. So let's get started. So let's head over to our application, the Navbar here, and let's import these two hooks or components. The first one is called use media query. Okay, and this one you're going to pass in a value to determine whether some breakpoint was reached or not. And the next one is called use theme. Okay, this use theme is going to help us to have an instance of the default theme inside our component so that we can have access to breakpoint and pass in a value to determine whether a certain breakpoint was reached or not. So let's get started. So inside our component here, we are going to create an instance of the hook, okay, that we just imported. So here, so inside our, let me make here called responsive design. Let me make here breakpoints. Yeah, breakpoint. Okay, you know that this we started from. So here, let's have an instance of the default theme inside a component from use theme. When you do this, like this, we have access to the default theme inside our component. When you console.log the theme, you can see we will have all the default theme. Where is it? Let me show you one more time. We will have all, where is my theme here? Customization, and then where is it? Default theme. This one. We will have all these objects inside our console. So let's see if I'm right. So save it. Let's go to the console and check if you have it. Save it, and then as you can see here we have breakpoint. As you can see, breakpoint, mixins, palette, and shadows, other stuff inside our, so you can have access to breakpoint dot down, breakpoint dot theme, theme dot breakpoint, and then up or down we can pass in these values in there as that. So let's see how it's done. So now that we have access to the theme inside a component, we are going to make use of use media query, right? So const have is, let's say is match. Is match is a value, our custom value, which means that there's a breakpoint that reaches matches or not. So use media query, and then you pass in the breakpoint, maybe 960 pixels. Okay, so when you console log is match, let's see, to true or false, right? So let's see, go back to the console, refresh it, and it's false, as you can see from here. Let me show you one more time. As you can see, it's false. And this is the instance of the theme. We have it inside our component, like I showed you. Alright, but let's look at this nasty error here that find mode is deprecated in strict mode. So let's do that. So let's go back to React, and React by default we are running in default strict mode, but I don't want that. So let's go back to index and delete the strict mode. Sometimes when you're using a package called React Select, also give that error. So let's remove that one. Go back to application, go back to the console, and see that I don't have that kind of error again. But we have our logic now being console false here because it doesn't match in the breakpoint the default theme inside our component like that. So let's go back to the application and start doing something. So remember, we want to hide, but instead of this hard coded this one, we can pass in the material UI breakpoint, whether it's SM, XS, extra small, MD, or large. So instead of this text, we can pass in that. So here we can say this column here, let me say medium. Okay, on a medium string point, it is true. I want to hide something. So let's see. But before that, you cannot do this way. We have to pass in we have to have access to the breakpoint inside our theme. So here on theme, remember, inside our console, we have theme dot breakpoint. Okay, on this breakpoint, we have down. It means that any value that is down for medium, we want to it will return true or false. So it says that on my breakpoint, any value that is medium is it 900? Let me see the breakpoint for medium here. Breakpoint here, MD, medium here. What is this? So it means that any value down, so it means it's from 120 downwards. I want to have true, so I want to hide my navbar. That's what it means. So instead of just rendering this one at the bottom here, this one, let me cut it, okay, to my clipboard, and then we have to make conditional rendering or display inside. So inside my toolbar, okay, here, this one, toolbar, and above my typography here because I want to have my logo, okay. So I have to, under my typography, let's make some conditional rendering, right? So here, I'll make use of GSS. So if it's match, it means that any value that is below medium breakpoint, I have to render what my drawer, right? So I have my drawer component as that. Otherwise, I will render my tabs. So let's cut all my tabs here. Sorry, my tabs here. As you can see, my tabs and the button, everything, because that tabs, the button is part of, I want to hide the button too. So here, from tabs to the button, sorry, don't cut the menu, sorry, here, the button, and yeah, like that. Sorry, I have to deselect this one. So cut everything from the button. My sometimes is freaking up. Okay, so here, let's cut all the button up to the tabs, like that. And then here, let's have my GSX and then paste in. I think I have an error here. I have to wrap them in a parent div. So let me have React fragments. Okay, like that. And then paste my tabs in a button. Save it. Let's go application, as you can see. Now let's something. Let me reduce the size of this. As you can see, now that everything goes. When I increase it to some breakpoint, it comes back. So let me, I think the breakpoint here is, I think I make it small, right? The MD is too large for that breakpoint. So I think it's when it's below, down. I make it up, right? Let me see it's up or down. That's why I'm getting that. Where's my navbar? Yeah, that is down. Is match. Breakpoint down. MD. Yeah, it's working fine. And if it's matched, let me go back again. If it's matched, then drawer component, otherwise tabs. So let's see. I think it's working now. As you can see, when it gets to some breakpoints, it hides and then drawer comes. Okay, but I think let me make it small because the medium one is too high. So instead of down here, I think let me make it small and something here. Go back on small and I have it. As that on small, then I have it. As you can see, then I have my drawer. So instead of medium, I'll make it small. Okay. So as you can see, now I have my responsive design being working perfectly. But when I click something, I don't have any way of clicking in to bring it back again. As you can see, unless I refresh it before I can see that. But I don't have a way of toggling it. That's where we're going to toggle now. So let's go back to the drawer, okay? And below the drawer, we need to add a button, okay? A button after the drawer. So let's have my React fragment. Let's go up my drawer here and let me have React fragment. without have any style of div here, and then have it here. So below here, I want to add this icon, an icon here. When I click on it, it should toggle it. So I'll make use of icon button. Okay, and in here, I want to have menu icon. All these are coming from Material UI. Okay, menu icon. Why is it coming popping up? Okay, let me see something. So let's go up and import it. Okay, that is a menu icon. Why I'm not getting it? Let me see where is that error is coming from. Oh, it's for Material UI icons. Sorry, this icon here is coming from Material UI icons, but I didn't install it. I'm using React. What do you call it? React icons. So let's see if I can have. Let me go back to React icons. Let me tag a hamburger icon. Okay, so let's make use of Material UI icon. So let's go back to Material UI and then install the icons. Okay, and make use of that Material UI icons inside. So let's install it. Yarn add Material UI /icons. So let's go back to my terminal, close it, and then paste it, and let's install that. So you can make use of that Material UI icons. Alright, so we're going to import that one from Material UI icons. That hamburger icon, like the final one. This one. Yeah, that's what we need. We can have that one inside our React icons, but I want to use Material UI icons this time around. So let's see. So here, let's make use of Material UI icons. So let's import it here. Import menu icon from at Material UI icons /menu. Okay, so now we have it there. So let's use it inside our button. So here, make use of menu icon as that. So let's see what props it needs. So here, just an icon here like that. So let's see, go back to application, let's run it. And then let's see if you can have that icon when you toggle it. Okay, so let's see, it's opening now. Icon button isn't defined. Yeah, so it's also coming from the icon button, that is Material UI. Material UI icons, right? Where is the Material UI icon? Icon button. Yeah, I think I didn't import it here. So let me go back to drawer and then import that one here as icon button. Save it. Let's see application. So let's reduce the size of my browser and see. As you can see, we have it here. I can toggle. Now when I click on it, it doesn't toggle because there's no handle event on that, as you can see. So let's do that one. So let's go back to the code and then let's just add the on click on as we did for the, what is it? Yeah, toggle it from here. So on this button, let's create a function, okay, called handle toggle, right? So let's get started. So we call it menu set open drawer. You see, we even did it here. Let me see. I think it's here. Here, yeah, this one. So let's pass this one as on click to the button. The button might be toggle, right? So here, button here, that's on click. Sorry, on click here. Let's pass in the set open drawer. Okay, this one might be toggle, so we have to what? Invert to what? To open drawer. Okay, like true or false. When it's true, it should be false. When it's false, it becomes true. So let's see how that one impacts. As you can see, when you click, everything opens like that. But in the final one, it doesn't show it. You open it from the right, from this side. Okay, so let's change the opening one to, let me say, the anchor. I think the anchor here, you just make it right. Yeah. So let's change it to left and push. So let's see here, save it. As you can see, but you see when you click on it, when I click on it, covers that one. So let's move this one to this side, this menu icon. So they have to create a class to use that. So here, let's create a class called icon button container. So let's create one class called use style. This is how you use custom styles in Material UI, and you have to make use of make style. Let's import it if it doesn't come. Make styles. Okay, and then we have access to theme here as well, and then there we can automatically return menu icon container. That's what I name it. You can name it however you want it. And margin left, as we did for the to be auto. So let's see, let me apply that one to the button, right? So for this button here, icon button is supposed to be what? Auto. So here, let me add my class name. Class name is equal to classes. I don't think I don't have it. Classes dot. Okay, I have to make instance of classes inside my component. I don't have it there yet. So inside, sorry, can we move this one from here above the component like that, and then let's create an instance of the classes as use styles. All right, so here we have access to classes inside a component. So inside a button here, scroll down here, and then classes dot what? Menu container. Let's see. I think model I have wrong import. Let me go back here. Yeah, this one is wrong import. Save it. Go back. As you can see, just move to the left hand side as that. So we can even customize the menu here, adding some padding or margin here, but that's how it works. So guys, that is how you create responsive design, responsive navbar in Material UI.